Just pull that up. So what's up, Luigi? Hello, TJ Toad. Luigi, go to your audio settings and see if you have it. See if you have it set to broadcast your audio. Yeah, I believe so. I can look on mine real quick. Go to party screen. Party audio settings. Allow your voice to be shared. Yeah. Let me see, say something.
Something.
We are good. We can hear you.
Alright.
Yes,
Sounds good.
TJ Toad, my friend's name is Luigi, aka Prodigy, the prodigal son of Real Talk Wrestling.
Hello.
Alright, so, Luigi, schedule for today. Also, in the background, we're going to be having the Saints and Cowboys, just as something for you to look at while we talk. That way you guys are not staring at a blank screen the whole time. We actually thought ahead this season.
Yes. It's just not gonna be black with a whole bunch of random voices. And actually enhance the video a little bit.
Alright, so what's on our schedule for today, Luigi?
I'm glad you asked. Well, first of all, welcome everyone to the Extra Point Podcast, where we may miss the point, but we do not miss
The extra point.
There you go. So on our to-do list today, essentially we're just gonna do a quick schedule overview. For those who don't know, the schedule did come out yesterday. A whole bunch of goodies on this year's schedule, like there is every year. Essentially, we're gonna go over every team's season openers, the holiday games, Thanksgiving, Christmas, the international games in Munich and Mexico and London, some of the marquee matchups throughout the season that are being billed as some of the best games of the season, and our personal most anticipated matchups this season, as well as our favorite games that we are looking forward to.
Yep. Alright, so, season openers, let's start with those, I guess.
Alrighty, so obviously we are starting the season off on a Thursday night, September 8th, and we have a very, very goodie. We have the Buffalo Bills traveling to Los Angeles to take on the defending Super Bowl champions, the Los Angeles Rams. Now, there were rumors and leaks that this was going to be the season opener. I mean, this is just Josh Allen versus Matthew Stafford, Josh Allen versus this defense, the Super Bowl champions, Buffalo Bills, probably one of the best AFC teams from the last couple years. So, I mean, starting off the season like this, I mean, you just can't get anything better, you know?
And we have our first touchdown. Kamara rushing 90 yards on that. Okay, so for the Bills and Rams, did the Rams really even lose anybody in the offseason? Because I can't recall them really having any issues.
So they didn't re-sign Odell, but granted, you know, he is
He's Odell.
dealing
They
with
can live without him.
yeah, he's in the ACL tear.
Yeah.
They did sign Bobby Wagner, which is just insane. Um, so now they have Aaron Donald and Bobby Wagner on the same defense, as well as Jalen Ramsey. So at each point of your defense, in the front four, you have Aaron Donald. In the back three, you have Bobby Wagner, and in the secondary four, you have Jalen Ramsey. It's not fair. It really isn't. And then, yes, Tiju, on the opposite side, Buffalo signed Von Miller. Now, the issue with that is that, granted, he did pick up another Super Bowl. Yes, he didn't play bad, but he's nowhere near his Super Bowl MVP season back in 2016. And Buffalo signed him to a lucrative deal. It was like 6 years. Like, 6 years for a 32-year-old? Like, that's just crazy. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right, I'm trying to find
But
the whole schedule here. Every single page I go to brings me
you
to
don't
a
have
bunch
the
of
NFL
articles.
app or ESPN app?
I'm just looking on the website.
Gotcha. Well, we don't have to go through every like in depth every season opener because some of these games are just I mean I think they're just doo doo. Like for
Yeah.
example, the Colts are starting the season against the Texans. I mean, the only thing that this game has for it is the fact that it's a division game, but the Texans are hot garbage, and the Colts. Actually, I'll say this: Matt Ryan is on the Colts now, and so we'll see how he can flourish with an amazing run game with Jonathan Taylor and
Okay.
a top defense.
Okay, so while we're on the topics of season openers, and since we're going to be doing anticipated matchups later, I'm just going to knock one of mine off with one segment here. Denver at Seattle, Monday Night Football.
Yes, that is mine as well. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people's most anticipated matchups, marquee matchups. I mean, Russell doesn't have to wait long to play Seattle. He gets them week one on prime time in Seattle. Like that's, I mean, you can't think of a better way to face your former team than all of the above, you know? And I think Russell made the right. A lot of people are saying that even with Wilson, the Broncos won't be able to do much. And while that is semi-true because of the division that they're in, I mean you're in the division with the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Raiders. Like the AFC West is probably one of the best divisions in football. However, I think they have a underrated defense and a lot of weapons on the offense. I think they can sneak into the playoffs.
Yeah. I'd argue overall talent-wise, the AFC West is the best division in the NFL.
I'm not going to argue that either. They have four of the best quarterbacks. They have Devontae Adams. They have Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa, Keenan Allen. You just got a whole shit ton of people. Russell Wilson, Bradley Chubb. You just got a whole bunch of amazing talent on there. I will agree. You got Sunday Night Football, a rematch of the season opener from last year, the Buccaneers against the Cowboys. This time, they're in Dallas. They're not in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Dallas lost that opener, if I remember correctly, by a field goal.
Yep, it was 34-35. And what's interesting about this matchup is because unless you were living under a rock, people, Tom Brady retired in the offseason.
And I was so happy.
I think we were all happy. And then, not even 2 weeks later,
Okay, but me
he
more
shows
so
back
than
up.
you guys.
Oh, of course you, yes. But less than 2 weeks later, he's like, "Oh no, I'm coming back for another season." I'm like, "You motherfucker! Like,
I hate him so
can you just
goddamn
stay
much.
retired? You got our hopes up." Anywho, Brady being back is, I guess, a blessing for Buccaneers fans because they have another year of relevancy before they sink into the calamity of darkness that is trash. Dallas, on the other hand, sadly, Hunter is not with us tonight due to technical issues. However, I know that he would be talking up a storm about some of the marquee matchups that Dallas has. Obviously, you got to put Dallas on prime time almost every single week because they're quote quote America's team. However, I mean, even though I hate the Cowboys as much as the next person, this is still a great matchup. I just hope that the Saints right now they're up 7-3. I'm hoping they continue this the way that they're going.
Yep. My brother Crimson in the chat earlier is also a Dallas fan. So, I mean, feel free
I
to talk shit
am
on him.
so sorry. I'm so sorry. I am a Giants fan, so that's why I hate you guys as much as I do. I'm not like a normal fan of football where you just automatically hate the Cowboys. No, I'm a Giants fan. I have a right to hate you guys. Speaking of the Giants, I'll just go into our season opener. We are in Tennessee, which is not the ideal opener for us because we have to face King Henry off an injury. It's going to be fun. With a lot of the changes that we made on the offseason, I feel like, and with the slightly easier schedule this season, I feel like the Giants could do something. However, starting off against Tennessee is not the best option for us to show how much we've improved. I mean, we could probably do something, but I mean, I'm a realist, and I know how the Giants are. And this is probably going to be like a 7-7 game at the end of the first, and then Tennessee's going to score 3 straight. So Gotta love it.
Yeah, Henry's gonna run all over you guys.
I
Um,
am drafting him in fantasy, and I'm going to start him week 1
uh,
with no hesitation.
oh, hey, same here. I already know who the top three people I'm drafting, so it all depends on what fucking positions we get, I guess.
Yes.
Alright, so for my game, Cleveland at Carolina. I'm gonna be honest with you, Luigi. I have no idea how this game's going to go. I don't know if Baker's going to be playing for Cleveland. I don't know who the fuck's going to be starting for Carolina.
I mean, you guys have who? Sam Darnold
And Newton
and
still, and then that new guy we picked up in the draft. Can't remember his name. Hey, Brandon.
Cam still on the roster?
Yeah,
I'm
I believe
surprised there.
so.
And then yeah, in the draft you guys picked up Matt Corral
Yeah.
or Matt Corral, whichever one.
But that's the thing,
Um,
though. This entire offseason, they've given no indication of who the hell is going to be starting for Carolina. Like, at all.
well, I'll tell you this. Your new offensive coordinator, aka the Giants' former head coach, Matt Doodlefuck, he blurted out during a press conference that Darnold's the starter. Um, Granted, you don't really have a good option at quarterback regardless. However, you did boost the offensive line with Ekwonu. However, one person doesn't make the line, and your job, pretty much your season is based on if CMC can stay healthy. I mean, and then when CMC went down, it all went to shit. So,
And, I mean, we re-signed, what's his name? God. That fucking DJ Moore, I think. Yeah, DJ Moore, we re-signed him as well this offseason.
the only true weapon that you guys have. Um,
Yeah.
so, I mean,
But
you,
then
you
on the
are right. You
opposite,
don't.
yeah, then on the opposite side, I mean, we have fucking Cleveland, whose whole entire offseason has just been a huge clusterfuck with the whole Baker Mayfield situation. Whether or
I'm
not he's
surprised he's still on the roster.
That's because they said that they weren't going to be trading him. He's the one who's demanding a trade. The office said already turned him down and said they weren't going to do it. So all these rumors that have been going around of him getting traded after that have just been rumors.
So he just want the Browns just want a security blanket just in case Deshaun Watson goes to jail or can't play. Then they're like, "Oh, okay, here you go, Baker. Here's a starting job again." But I mean, if I was Baker, I'd be like, "Well, fuck you." You know?
Yeah.
Like I took you to the playoffs. I was at the helm when we went to the playoffs.
And
And now
see
you guys just
and,
trade for Deshaun Watson and give him
and see
over
that's the
$200
and see that's
million
the thing
dollars
though. I mean
guaranteed.
like that's the thing though. I don't even blame Baker at all, cuz like you said, he brought them to the playoffs, and then the following season, they do nothing to help their offensive line. And whatever they did do, they had so many fucking injuries to where Baker was getting sacked so many times. He was injured pretty much halfway through the season, and they kept playing him.
Yeah, but I feel like he'll be a team player and play if his number's called. Um, or maybe that'll boost his stock with trading. I don't know. I'm surprised Carolina hasn't pulled the trigger on trading for Baker anyway.
Because they said they backed out of the trade. So,
I feel like Baker would be not much of an improvement, but a slight improvement to Sam Darnold.
yeah, and then you have that rumor you were telling me the other day that Sean Payton might go to Carolina.
Yep.
But
I know you
how's
wouldn't be happy about that.
no, I'd actually love that, but how the hell would that work considering fucking Matt Bitchface or whatever the hell his name is fucking our head coach.
Unless Matt Rule shines this season, which is likely not, he'll get booted.
Yeah,
You won't
like
have to deal with him much longer.
I'll be honest with you, I don't really have any confidence in Carolina's chances this season. I was actually projecting them to win 6 games at most.
Well, if Brady stayed retired, it would have been anyone's division. However, he did not. So, um, yeah, those
The most
chances
I
went
can hope
immediately
for
down the
is
drain.
the most I can hope for is a wild card spot unless something happens to Brady this season, which I would honestly laugh my ass off if he got injured.
Right? Let's go to another one. It is a division matchup. However, it was Sunday Night Football, Week 18 last year. The Raiders and the Chargers, with a new looked Chargers defense and a new looked Raiders offense, signing Khalil Mack and Devontae Adams respectively. Um, with Devontae Adams at Derek Carr's disposal, we can really now see, and I'll talk for Hunter just for a second because he's been very vocal about Devontae Adams and how can he still be the top receiver in the league without Aaron Rodgers, and this is the test. Like, this is it here. We didn't think the Packers were going to get rid of him so easily, but now Derek Carr has a true number one receiver, and a damn good one at it. So we'll be able to depict exactly how good Devontae Adams can be without Aaron Rodgers. I have no doubt that he could still be the best receiver in the league. Derek Carr is no Aaron Rodgers, but Derek Carr's not a bad quarterback by any means. As for the Chargers, obviously the last couple of years they've lost a lot of close games, and they kind of just flip-flop. They lose one, they win one. They lose one, they win one. They lose two, they win two. You know, they can't go on a consistent streak, and I feel like adding Khalil Mack, now you have two deadly pass rushers coming off, and Justin Herbert. You know, nothing's wrong with Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, only 2 years in. I feel like the Chargers now could really, really do something. At least I hope. But this game is in LA. It's going to be I think it's going to be a shootout, to be honest, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. All right. Well, since we're gonna be doing anticipated and marquee matchups, how about this one? Week 8, we can call it the Trash Bowl. Carolina at the Giants.
Oh no, we're playing week 2, my friend.
Oh, we play week 2, huh?
Yes,
We
early
play
in the
twice.
season.
We play twice this year, then, huh?
We don't. We only play once. I don't know where you're getting week 8 from.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, we play each other week 2. We are playing in MetLife for our home opener of the season. Um, and this is the only out of the three of us. Obviously, me and Hunter play each other twice a year, but um, Cowboys, Panthers, Giants don't play every year. But we got y'all this season. I was hoping it would be here in Carolina so that I can go to the game. However, it is not, and I'm not spending $1,000+ for traveling. So, I am going to just watch the game. But it's early in the season, so honestly, this game could go either way. If it was later in the season, I'd probably lean it more towards one team. But since it's only week 2, and we both have difficult opponents, one of us is getting our first win.
Yeah. And New Orleans intercepts for a touchdown. Or,
Pick,
yeah.
pick six! Pick six!
All right,
Yes,
so
sir!
let's see.
Um, obviously, let's see. You see a couple more season openers. You have a couple more divisional season openers. You got the Packers at the Vikings. You got the Steelers at the Bengals. The Steelers, who's the Steelers going to start at quarterback? Mason Rudolph, Mitchell Trubisky, or Kenny Pickett?
I'm going to say Kenny Pickett. I
That
believe
is
they picked
bold.
I believe they picked him up first in the draft for a reason. They didn't have to. It wasn't really that good of a QB draft. They had Mason Rudolph, as you said, and who else was it?
Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, they had Rudolph and Trubisky already, yet they chose to go for a QB in the first round. I have a high feeling that they're going to be starting Pickett. Because, I mean, I feel like they probably could have waited to pick him up because I don't think anybody was going to be drafting a quarterback that first round. They probably could have waited till the second round and still gotten him. But that's just me.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Um, let's go to the. Let's cover the international games that we have. We have 5 international games this season. 3 in London, 1 in Munich, Germany, and 1 in Mexico City, Mexico. So the ones in London, you have Minnesota taking on the Saints. I know our friend Kieran will be at that game since he
Yep.
lives in the area.
Wait, Kieran lives in.
My
Wait, I thought Kieran lived in England.
London is England.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. You said the Saints. I'm like, wait. How's he getting to New Orleans?
Yeah, he could fly. He'd be alright. My New York Giants will be taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Fun. And shockingly, this will be the last team ever. I'm sorry, I had a brain fart. The Green Bay Packers are the last and final team to play a game in London. It took them this long. I did not know that.
Wait, Green Bay's never
And
played a London game?
apparently not.
Huh.
And uh, obviously, London loves the Jacksonville Jaguars. You got to give them a London game every year. However, they get to play Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos. So we'll see how that goes. Um, the game in Munich, Germany, we will have the Seattle Seahawks taking on Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Um, so that'll be fun
All right,
for Tampa
so I
Bay.
want to go back to the Jacksonville game real quick because we actually need to address what they did in the offseason because they actually did make quite a few moves along with the firing of Urban Meyer that I feel needs to be addressed. So I need to pull up their signing list because I know they signed a couple big names the offseason.
One of those big names is just a name, and his name is Evan Ingram. Okay, because he is not a big signing. He is doodoo, trash, hot trash. And if he goes off this season, I swear to God, I'm gonna find out where he lives and I'm gonna kick him in the shin.
All right, one player they signed, Captain Kirk, aka Christian Kirk, from Arizona, bolstering up their wide receiver core. Evan Ingram, as you said earlier, Zay Jones Jr., Darius Williams was signed at cornerback for Laquan Treadwell.
Maybe he can finally show why he was a number one first round pick.
Xavier Crawford at cornerback was signed. Yeah, don't like that signing. Ryan Santos.
Yeah. And their biggest, I think their biggest off-season acquisition, Brandon Shrife, boosting their offensive line. You know, five-time Pro Bowler, one-time All-Pro. You got to give protection for Trevor Lawrence. And going back to the Christian Kirk deal, good signing, however, bad money.
Yeah. They did
They
blow
signed him
quite
to
a
an
bit. They did blow quite a bit of money this offseason on players who probably could have offered a little bit less, still gotten them. But I mean, I get it. You want to make sure you grab the players. I mean, technically the Rams did the same thing and it paid off for them. Except this isn't the Rams and the
Yes,
Jaguars
this
are
is the
far.
Jaguars.
Yeah, so the Jaguars are far away from being able to make that move. But I mean, hey, I get it. Hey, Blaze McCoy, what's going on? All right, so the London games, back to them. That Jaguars at who was it?
It's Jacksonville versus Denver in London.
I'm actually going to pick Jacksonville for that.
You're not. You're. It won't be a bad pick because Jacksonville does not lose in London.
Ye-
That's their home game, and they make it. I remember
Yeah,
last year when they played Miami in London. I was the only one that won Jacksonville.
yeah. Not to mention the fact that I mean Russell has Seattle week 1, and honestly, that's gonna be a big game for him. And then the following week, you have to travel all the way to London, and you know how that affects players and stuff. I honestly don't see Russell Wilson being 100% after that Seattle game. Plus all the extensive traveling from the States over to London.
Yeah.
All right, so the other holiday games or international games, what do we have?
Yep. The last one is the Mexico City, Mexico game. We got a NFC West showdown between the 49ers and the Cardinals.
Oh wow, they didn't give Raiders the Mexico game this year. I'm actually fucking shocked.
Yep. You're not wrong on that. They usually give them to them. And then obviously the Thanksgiving games, they always give one to Dallas, they always give one to Detroit, and then they freaking do a toss-up for the last one. So you got the Buffalo Bills going to Detroit for Thanksgiving.
So Detroit's losing
My
another
Giant,
Thanksgiving again. The Detroit's losing another Thanksgiving game. We can
yes.
pretty much say that.
My Giants are traveling to Dallas for Thanksgiving, so I'm actually going to be able to watch my team on Thanksgiving Day. It's never happened for me, so I'm really excited. Um, Win or lose, probably lose. But we'll see how we go. That's week 12, so we could be 1-11 or 11-1. You never know.
Or six
And
and
then
six
the
and just finish in the middle. You're not good or bad. You're just there.
I'm okay with that because we've been below for years now. And then the Thanksgiving night game is a weird one. It's the Patriots at Minnesota.
Yep.
A little weird, but I like the diversity, I guess. And then for Christmas, you have let's see, you have three games on Christmas. Christmas is on a Sunday, because all the other games are on Saturday. So you have the Green Bay Packers at the Miami Dolphins. You have the Denver Broncos at the Los Angeles Rams. And that is a big matchup because you're going to have Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner on opposite sides. And even
Yep,
Bobby Wagner said
another
in this
person
postseason,
they lost.
yes, they said Bobby Wagner said he is looking forward to this game specifically.
I mean, I don't
And
blame
then
him.
I don't blame him either. The Christmas night game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Arizona Cardinals. And then everyone plays on New Year's, so that's not special.
Yeah. So,
But
so what's the deal with Murray then? Because wasn't he having some drama in the off season too?
yeah, Kyler Murray wants to get paid. He didn't get paid. They lost Christian Kirk. However, they traded for Hollywood Brown. I don't like that trade because the only thing you get, Christian Kirk was Kyler's speedy receiver down the seam. Hollywood Brown can do that. However, Hollywood Brown cannot catch the ball. Christian Kirk can. So that's going to be an issue. They're not going to have DeAndre Hopkins for, I think, 6 weeks, the first 6 weeks of the season. So you're going to be down to Hollywood Brown and A.J. Green and Zach Ertz. Those are you're going to be your only options. And especially, I mean, Kyler's not a bad quarterback by any means. However, at least last season, he strongly tended to throw a lot of interceptions and scramble too much. There is such thing as scrambling too much.
I know. I had Newton as a quarterback.
It's and Kyler thinks he's worth, big boy money, Aaron Rodgers money, but he's not.
Not yet.
I still think he plays. However, I haven't heard anything from that story in a while, so I'm assuming it kind of fizzled out. But alas, again, Kyler's going to be down multiple weapons for a while, so it's going to be hard for the Cardinals to start off on a good foot, unless AJ Green, steps in the hot tub of youth for the first 6 weeks. It goes back to his Bengal days. It's going to be rough. It's definitely going to be rough.
I feel so bad.
For who?
My cat knocked my headphones out of my controller.
We're doing it live, folks. We're doing it live.
He's an asshole. Anyway, like I was
He's a
saying.
pussycat.
Anyway, as I was saying, the dude fucking left Cincinnati to quote unquote be with a team that could win or make the Super Bowl. And then Cincinnati.
And the Bengals made the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I just should have stayed
Poor
put.
AJ Green.
You should have just stayed put, my dude. You might have actually helped them win.
Yeah, well, Joe Burrow didn't need AJ Green. I mean, he had T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, and
yeah, but there was
Uzomah.
no winning against that fucking Rams team. That team was too
No, there
fucking
wasn't.
stacked. And see, that's what I don't like about certain teams like that. Like, it makes it less enjoyable because, like, the teams are going to win. You have the Warriors in the NBA, the Lakers before them, the Patriots when Brady was with them. And
You're
shit.
not wrong.
So, yeah. Anyway, so let's see here. What else can we talk about? We've only been going 39 minutes, and I said I wanted to go at least an hour 45. So,
we can go with your team. What game of your team are you most looking forward to? And then just a random like game on the slate that uh, that you're looking forward to. With the
Yeah.
Giants, I mean, we have um, a lot of good teams and a lot of good games. Obviously, I'm very, very excited to be playing on Thanksgiving. Because football is a tradition with me and my brother watching football every Thanksgiving. However, being able to watch our team play on Thanksgiving is a blessing. I'm also surprisingly looking forward to the Giants and Jaguars game because I might be going to that game since Jacksonville is only a 5-hour drive from me. Um, and I've been to TIAA Bank Field before, so I'm excited for that one. Obviously, we're going to be in London. I mean, a London game and a Thanksgiving game in the same season. I mean, that's that's awesome,
All right,
because
so go ahead.
um, and also with the fact that both of our games against the Cowboys are going to be on national television, so um, that'll be fun.
All right, so for me, anticipated matchup for this year, Week 5, Carolina at the San Francisco 49ers. So, I believe this will give
Oh,
us a chance to go over Alphonse's team and what they did in the offseason.
uh, Garoppolo is still on the team, correct?
I believe so.
But I think they're going with Trey Lance. Because I think I know Garoppolo had a couple surgeries.
Yeah.
Um, and honestly, me and Alphonse might be going to that game too because it's in Carolina. That'll be a good treat to go to. Oh shit! You know what's even better?
Huh.
It could be a birthday present for him because his birthday's on October 3rd,
Yeah.
and the game's October 9th.
Yeah, could.
I I hope he doesn't listen to the stream at whatever time we're at, so he doesn't know my idea.
I like that meme Hunter shared in the real talk chat. ECW fans at One Night Stand when John Cena came out.
If it isn't the invisible cunt. Ah man, that show was freaking insane. But both one night stands are freaking insane.
Yeah.
I love Paul Heyman's pipe bomb.
All right,
The only reason.
let's touch up on some revenge for this season.
Oh
Re-
well, obviously we've touched on uh, Russell Wilson against the Seahawks. There is one particular game that and this is actually my it also ties into my most anticipated like favorite game outside of my team, um, and that's October 16th, 4:25 at CBS. The Bills and the Chiefs are going at it, and especially after the playoff game this past season, I know the Bills are wanting to win that freaking coin toss.
I'd argue the Bills vs. Chief was probably the best playoff game of the season, including the Super Bowl itself.
I'm not gonna argue that.
Yeah.
That is definitely one thing. Yes,
All right,
for
so
sure.
let's see here. I need to.
Obviously, you have so Carson Wentz went to the Commanders, and he's going to be playing both the Colts and the Eagles this season. Those are revenge games there.
Now, here's a question. Do we have a rematch of Cincinnati and the Rams this season?
I don't think we do. Let's see.
That's
We do
un
not.
that's unfortunate.
We do have a rematch of the Bengals and the Chiefs.
Yeah, that'd actually be pretty interesting. Like I said, I
Yep.
touched up on my revenge game and anticipated game because it's happening week 1. So,
Yes. Yeah, they will be playing December 4th. They're going to be in Cincinnati. Cincinnati also gets Tampa Bay this season, which is going to be fun. And they get to play the Bills. So they literally their schedule it's like big game. It's like Chiefs and then the Browns, Brady, then the Patriots, then Josh Allen. So they got a rough stretch down towards the end of the season.
yeah, I think they have one of the tougher schedules for the season, if I remember correctly. Dallas and Giants had an easy one. Carolina's in the middle of the pack at 12.
Yeah, Dallas and Washington are tied for the easiest schedule. The Giants are third in easiest schedule. Um, there is one team that I know outside of the Cowboys that Hunter would have loved to talk about. Can you guess what team that is?
The Eagles?
No, the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, well, see, I thought he loved talking about the Eagles.
Disclaimer. He does not.
I mean, he loves
Um,
talking shit about them, so I mean, I'm not wrong.
you are not wrong. Um, so the Dolphins stole Tyreek Hill from the Chiefs. Um, completely out of left field again. This is probably one of the craziest off seasons we've had in terms of crazy signings. Um, however, Tua is still at the helm, and I am not a big fan of Tua. I don't think he's an NFL quarterback, and I honestly think that giving him Tyreek Hill is good on paper. However, Tua can't throw for shit. So I'm thinking, mm, I'm think I'm the Dolphins were close to making the playoffs this year after a 1-7 start. I don't think they get that close again.
Yeah, I don't either. Plus, I mean, the Dolphins had quite a bit of a off season too. I mean, it just depends on
I
if
just
Tua.
they can make noise because of the division they're in. Obviously, even with a good draft, the Jets aren't going to do anything. The Patriots are young, and then obviously, the Bills are winning the division. So
Yeah,
they have a chance at a wild card. However, I just there's so many strong teams in the AFC. Like again, you have seven playoff spots, right?
yeah,
Let's just throw names out there. The Bills win their division, that's one. The Bengals win their division, that's two. The the Chiefs win their division, that's three. And the Titans win their division, that's four. So you get those four teams out. However, you still have the Raiders, the Chargers, the Broncos, You still have the Colts. You still have the Ravens. You still have the Browns. You have, I would take outside of those four teams, the first four, the division winners that I said, there's still at least like 5 or 6 teams better than the Dolphins.
All right,
Personally.
so
Sorry, Hunter.
I pulled up a list of the top 10 off-season transactions, and we can actually go over them and see if we actually agree with this list. And I'm actually going to make a bold prediction since you were talking about the Ravens. I'm picking them to be last in the division. Yeah,
That is bold.
I'm picking Cincy to repeat because I mean, you have the drama with Cleveland, then you have the shit with fucking whether or not who the hell's going to start for the Steelers, and then my issue with the Ravens, honestly, has to do with their off-season moves. Not to mention the fact that, like you said, they lost Hollywood Brown, who was honestly one of Russell's only fucking, not Russell's, fucking, Jackson's fucking only targets, you know?
Yeah, that now he's only gonna have Mark Andrews, honestly.
Yeah,
And
and then I
that's
mean,
one thing.
I love the shit out of Mark Andrews. Don't get me wrong. I've drafted him every NFL season for the past 4 years since we started doing the fantasy leagues. He's always been on my team at some point. But yeah, I mean, like the Ravens, as hard as the Bengals' schedule is, I feel like if they can win enough games to where like they can mitigate those tough games, they shouldn't have an issue winning the division this year. Again.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
we touched up on it earlier. Von Miller going to the Bills is on the list at number 10. Amari Cooper being traded to the Browns, that's something we never touched up on when we were touching up on Cleveland.
Well, that gives them, because they lost Jarvis Landry, um, so that kind of replaces that. However, I depending on who's at quarterback, if it's Deshaun Watson, yeah, I think Amari has a good year. If it's Baker, I don't know. And again, the Browns are kind of like the Giants back in the day. A great run game and, you know, defense carrying the load. You got Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. It's not like the quarterback is going to have to um, do a lot, you know?
Yeah. And then another move in the offseason, which is honestly one that fucking baffles me, considering how much they fucking spent to try and get him just to let him go. Not even 3 years later, 3 years later, I don't know. Chicago trading Khalil Mack to the Chargers.
Yeah, that's I did touch on that one earlier a little bit. I don't know why. You gave up a lot of capital to get Khalil Mack and he doesn't and it's not like he did bad in Chicago either. They
Yeah, he
just
had a bit of an off year, yeah, but I mean, like, he's still one of
yeah,
the
but everyone
best.
has off
He
years.
he's still one of the. He's still one of the best defensive players out there, if not the best one, arguably. Hey, Kelly, what's going on?
So yeah, they were stupid. They were stupid for sure. And their loss is the Chargers' gain because again, now you have Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa coming off the edges.
Yeah, the Chargers are going to be a force to be reckoned with this year. Number 7 on the list, Matt Ryan being traded to the Colts. Meh. I don't
I
really
mean,
see.
yeah,
I don't
I
really.
touched up on that
I don't really
a
see
little
Matt
bit earlier
Ryan.
too.
I don't see Matt Ryan staying in the NFL for too much longer. I honestly think this might be his last year, if not the year after.
I
Allen
just
Rob.
I
Go.
don't get why the Colts can't keep a consistent quarterback. Because since Andrew Luck, they've had Jacoby Brissett, they've
It's
had
because
Phillip Rivers,
it's their
Carson
back off.
Wentz.
Dude, you should look into the fucking bullshit with their back office. Like, there's a lot of drama in Indianapolis with the general managing situation.
Just come back, Andrew Luck. We need you.
They did Andrew Luck so dirty.
They did.
Allen Robinson joining the Rams.
Yeah, there you go. You know, because obviously they lost Odell. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they lost Van Jefferson also.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah,
For
so now you have Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson. Like, oh, disgusting.
yeah, so
And who's next?
that's it from other than whatever we've already talked about. We already addressed the Russell Wilson situation. We addressed Devontae Adams. Tom Brady coming back was addressed already. So yeah, I
Gotcha.
mean that's everything on that list that we haven't touched. Oh, so here's a off-season signing. It's not really a move or a trade, more of a why the hell did you do that type of thing. Uh, Kirk Cousins.
Oh, gave him a 1 year. It was like 30 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
The like fully guaranteed contract. Yeah,
Why?
he's racking up the freaking bag, dude. Um, Kirk is just not a prime time quarterback. I'm sorry. He's good, but you know, when you need him to win the games that you need to win, he ain't it. And it shows. And I'm surprised them giving him a fully guaranteed contract. That's that's a little, much. Um,
Here is a signing that the Ravens did in the offseason that actually was a good signing for them. Safety Marcus Williams, 5 years, 70 million.
yes, that was good for them to boost their secondary, because they need it. But Baltimore is in a position, they have a former MVP. He's not slowing down anytime soon. You have a good roster. You're in a good position in terms of your division too. Um, it's just like, will they get it done?
Yeah. All
And
right,
like you
well,
said earlier, in your opinion, they won't. But
yeah. All right, well, I don't really know anything else that we have to talk about. We've been going for about an hour already. I mean, I wanted to go an hour 45, but since we're not reviewing the whole schedule and Hunter's not here, I guess that takes off some of the time that we would have spent on here, given our thoughts.
yeah, that's fine. The Saints are whipping the Cowboys' ass. So if we ended off here, a chance to uh come back, you know.
Yeah, it's all right. Anyway, so next time we're on, as I was saying, Hunter, aka Youngblood, can join us. He can give his quick thoughts over everything we talked about and all that stuff. Agree or disagree with us on whatever points he wants to, and give his opinions for this stuff. And then more than likely when we return, it will be, are we doing preseason? Anything for the preseason, or are we just going to start week 1?
We'll start week 1.
Yeah.
You know, preseason. By the way, I don't know if you saw, but we're not doing a podcast. We're doing a Pocast. The Extra Point Pocast. Pocast.
Let's see here. All right, so anyway, with that, I have been the Chaos Reaper, along with the Prodigal Son, aka Mr. Luigi.
Yes.
We will see you all next time. Like we said, week 1, we're not going to go ahead and do the preseason unless something big happens that we need to address, like off-season moves. 'Cause between now and then, something could happen. You never know. That causes us to have to get on. But again, that's all we have for the day, and we will see you all